The Kids Who Hacked the CIA. It's October 2015, a chilly autumn day. John Brennan, the head of the CIA, receives an unusual phone call. He hesitates but answers.
Hello?
John Brennan?
Who is this?
You're a f***ing loser.
If you weren't John Brennan, this would seem like just another prank call, but he is one of the most powerful men on Earth.
Who is this? How did you get this number?
It was so f***ing easy, bro. You're such a d***.
What do you want?
I don't want anything. I already f***ing own you.
How much do you want?
We want $5 trillion.
The U.S. government will label this call as part of a conspiracy involving identity theft, harassment of officials, and cyber terrorism. The caller will pay a heavy price for this moment of trolling glory.
Why are you doing this?
We want you to stop bombing the Middle East.
Across the Atlantic and the West Midlands of England, a 15-year-old known as Cracker is on the other end of the line. Stunned by what he just pulled off, he's high and leads a group called Crackers with Attitude Quotient, known for terrorizing and embarrassing U.S. security agencies. They leak personal data of police and FBI officials and hand over sensitive documents to Julian Assange. Much of this activism is attributed to Anonymous, although it's largely their work. In 2008, another teen, who calls himself Default, is your typical American teenager. He loves soccer, video games, and often clashes with his father, a government employee. After cheating in video games, Default discovers the power of computers, igniting his passion for hacking. That year, Anonymous is in its prime, a decentralized group of hackers performing operations against corporations and government entities. Default becomes fascinated, embracing the chaotic spirit of freedom that Anonymous represents. However, as he dives deeper, he finds the group's infighting and arrests concerning. He joins an offshoot called Anonzik, which performs hacking operations that sometimes carry political motives. Default learns to control a botnet-infected computers he can manipulate. One day, he stumbles upon the server of Windsor University and finds financial records totaling $9.4 million. He discovers a tempting delete all button and decides to push it. These people might enjoy having their slate wiped clean. He reasons. Default wipes the dead records clean, feeling a rush of power. As Default engages in more hacks, he becomes motivated by altruism. In 2014, he learns of a rise in animal sex tourism in Denmark, where bestiality is still legal. Angry about this, Default and his hacker friends decide to intervene. They hack the Danish government's website, defacing it to bring attention to the issue. Their actions lead to a ban on bestiality in Denmark in 2015. Meanwhile, Default becomes an early adopter of Bitcoin, amassing over 1,000 coins, an amount that could be worth $40 million today. To protect himself, he uses extreme measures, logging in through public Wi-Fi and employing encryption. In May 2013, a U.S. contractor Edward Snowden discovers that the government is spying on citizens globally. He collects evidence and flees to Hong Kong, where he reviews classified documents, igniting debates on privacy versus national security. His actions inspire teens like Default to fight back against surveillance. In 2015, Cracker, disillusioned with U.S. foreign policy, particularly regarding Palestine, forms Crackers with Attitude and begins hacking into sensitive documents. He hacks the email of James Clapper, the National Director of Intelligence, and publicly embarrasses him, catching Default's attention. Default and Cracker connect, aiming to expose and embarrass high-ranking officials. They target John Brennan, using basic social engineering to hack his accounts and gain access to sensitive information. They share the documents with WikiLeaks, revealing Brennan's private information, including past drug use and recommendations for torture compliance. The breach costs the CIA $1.5 million in damages. As their activities escalate, both Cracker and Default become aware of the risks. Default's arrogance leads to a slip during a drunken chat, revealing too much. The FBI raids him, confiscating his computer with nearly 1,000 bitcoins. Cracker faces similar consequences, getting arrested by British authorities. Cracker serves 2 years in a juvenile detention center, while Default receives a 5-year federal sentence and restitution. Both reflect on their choices, realizing the far-reaching consequences of their actions. In December 2023, the Biden administration renews a controversial surveillance program, raising concerns over misuse. Despite efforts to protect privacy, the ongoing threat of surveillance remains real.